Hello and welcome to the races. We are at Sawfest 2025. We got Chad, Charlie, and Cleve racing on this heat, and this should be a good day of racing. This is the 3 cube class that they are getting ready to run, which is basically about 50 cc's and under. Now, I know would be running Charlie Briscoe, which is on stand number 2 there. He would be running a 49.10, and I believe Chad on the far left there would be running a 550, but I can't tell what the other two individuals are running. Which there's Charlie and Charlie on this one, stand 2 and 3. They're both named Charlie. And you got Cleve over there on the far right on stand 4. So they're getting their stuff warmed up. What do you say we watch this and see the outcome? This should be quite interesting day.
10 seconds.
Now, I do want to apologize. I missed the first heat. I believe it was Bodie, Brennan, and Bill, but I missed their run on the first heat.
Hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Yep, as we saw there, we had Chad on the far left take this heat. And Charlie there, he, on stand number 3, it looked like he had quite a bit of a fumble to get started. Which, it's all good fun. We're here to have fun. So, even if we fumble, it's still a good time. All right, on this heat, we got Cyrus, then we got Doug, we got Eric, and we got Ethan. Should be a pretty good heat. These guys are all pretty good at what they do, so this should be a good race right here.
Just a minute, we'll get started.
Are those T-shirts in Smitty size? Any of them Smitty size? I like a size shirt.
Smitty's he is looking good.
Yes, he is.
Come up in Vanna there, Smitty.
All right, now all right, gentlemen, 30 seconds to warm up.
All right, I just wanted to mention that this is the 3 cube race, so this would be what many would consider the most difficult race to be really competitive in. Some folks have really figured out these 3 cube solves, and they can really get them to turn up amazing. So this is the tough one. This is the toughest race of the day, probably, the 3 cubes.
All right, gentlemen, hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Cyrus Johnson had a very good run there.
Now, Ethan, over on the far right there, he definitely won this heat, as far as I could tell. So I'm curious to see what his time is. He might be towards the top of the pack. This should be a fun heat to watch. We're going to have Garrett, then Gary, then Greg, and then Jared. And Garrett and Gary are both related. Father and son. Should be interesting.
All right, so while they get set up on the deck there, this is the 3 cubic inch class. So what that means is these saws are limited to 50 cc's is the metric equivalent of 3 cubic inches. They are permitted to make changes to the cylinder, to the carburetor, etc., but these are intended to be a work class saw, so there's no funny fuel. They do have round file chains, and because this is a 50 cc class, they're a 325 pitch chain. A lot of guys running the steel RS chain out there. So we do have some restrictions on the chain itself. The goal here is all of these 4 saws should be able to work in the woods for an entire day. That's the idea here. So timing advances and such are, while permitted, generally discouraged because obviously you can heat up the saw too much. That would not work for a day of firewood cutting.
Again, we got Garrett Barker on 1, Gary Barker on 2, Greg Iyer on 3, and Jared Hope on 4.
All right, gentlemen, 30 seconds to warm up.
You know, those 550s have a very distinctive bark to them, if you know what I mean. Very unique sound. And I bet you cannot find one heat where at least one of those is being ran. A lot of times you'll see 2 or 3 of them, and sometimes you might even see all 4 saws being ran as one of those 550s. They are an extremely popular 3-cube saw.
Gentlemen, hands on the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, no, we had some unfortunate goings there for Gary Barker.
So it looks like Gary Barker there, he had some troubles with his saw. But his son Garrett, I believe he just took the win on that heat. Very, very slim margin there, but it does look like he got the win. Now on this heat, it looks like we're going to have Jeff, Jody, Joe, and Joe. And if you haven't figured it out yet, they do this alphabetically, so it is very common to have 2 people with the same name on the same heat.
All right,
Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to point out Jody. He's on stand 2. So Jody is a phenomenal racer. He always performs to the fullest. He really keeps you on your toes, if you know what I mean. But he had a fudge up here, and I believe he couldn't hear the start of the race, which does not hurt him because the time officially starts when your hands leave the wood.
10 seconds. Hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Jody Hutton missed the start a little bit, but the time will not start until his hands move. That's right.
Yes. Veteran move there.
Veteran move, absolutely.
And he almost caught the other guys, too.
Jody, I think, has tuned 1 too many carburetors without hearing protection.
Pretty sure he has. Yeah, the great thing about the lack of hearing protection that I've suffered through in my life is that I always get to ignore most of my wife's commentary during the course of a day.
That's a special frequency to tune that out.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hey, now.
So up next we got Joey, John, Jonathan, and Lisa on this heat. This is going to be an interesting one. Now on this one, it looks like Jonathan and John switched places because of the left hand and right hand versus kind of thing.
All right, ladies
Now,
and gentlemen.
during these little 30-second
seconds to
warm-up
warm up.
sessions, sometimes you'll see somebody really, really try to pound the heat into the saw. Sometimes that can hurt you. You see, so if you're really running it on the lean side, you might have trouble keeping it, at idle. Like it might want to stall on you for the start. But I find personally that the first moments when the saw starts up and it's running just a touch on the richer side, sometimes you actually find that those first 2 or 3 cuts before it gets really good and hot are actually the fastest cuts.
Hands to the wood. This is your start. Contestants ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's hard for me to tell, but it looks like Joey and Jonathan over there on the left, those two were really close. We're gonna have to wait for the times to figure out which one of those was faster. Joey I know he was running one of Briscoe's 4910s, one of his famous ones, And Jonathan, it looked like, I think he's running a 550. In fact, I think 3 of the Saws in this heat were 550s with Joey on a 4910. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 3 of them were 550s. Now, I also want to add that this is the first time Joey's been to a race. He's a friend of mine, and he actually traveled with me to the races, and this is his first time racing. So congrats to Joey on doing a spectacular job. Now, on this heat, we're going to have Mark, Matt, and Mike. Now, on this little warm-up session, I want you to post a comment and tell me the first thought or the first opinion that comes to your mind after this warm-up session.
Contestants ready. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Now, it looks like Mark over there on stand 1 took the victory on that heat. Now, if you'd go back and watch his run again, you would notice just how good that guy is. He's from Canada, and in fact, he doesn't even speak English. So you should go back and watch his run again. That's about as close to a professional run as I think you could get. Now, up on this next heat, we got Morgan, Nate, and Robin.
Looks like we're ready. Okay, gentlemen, 30 seconds to warm up. This is your start. Contestants ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Now, on this next heat, we got Roe, Scott, and Sean, the legendary Sean Carr.
That was definitely our best warm-up of the day. Wasn't sure how long the piss revving was going to go.
He was nice and warm for that 1 1/4 cuts.
That's right. Get it nice and hot so they lean out and don't cut good. That's what I always do. Okay, looks like the timers are ready. We've got everybody up here for this heat. 30 seconds to warm up your saw. Seconds. All right, gentlemen, hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it looks like Sean, the legendary Sean Carr, took a victory on that heat. He took that victory pretty easily. It looks like he really whipped some butt on that one. I have to say. Now up on this heat is me. I'm the one and only Smitty. Then we got Steve. Then we got Steven. And then we got Tanton on stand 4. Now, if you've been watching my videos and you think that I might even stand somewhat of a chance on this race, you are going to be greatly mistaken. You're going to see just how far away I am yet from being competitive with this particular saw.
Gentlemen, hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Congrats to Steven there on stand 3. He definitely took the win on this heat. So it'll be kind of curious to see how he turns out on the leaderboards. But as you can see, I didn't do the best. In fact, I think I placed somewhere in the middle of the pack. So we definitely got some work to do on my saw. Now on the next heat, we got TW on stand 1. We got Kenny. We got Jack. And we got Braxton all the way over on stand 4. Alright, so they announced Braxton for stand 4, but it looks like he got moved to the next heat. There was only one gentleman going to run in the last heat of the day, and I think they just moved Braxton over so there would be 2 guys in that heat. I believe that's what happened.
10 seconds. All right, gentlemen, hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Kenny Freeman had a smoking run there. It'll be close on mark for the lead.
I have to agree with the announcer. Kenny's run was freaking fast. In fact, he might be a contender for the first place spot. All right, so this is going to be the final heat. This is going to be Braxton and Brian.
Gentlemen, 30 seconds to warm up. Gentlemen, hands to the wood. This is your start. 3, 2, 1, go!
And that draws the conclusion to 3 cube.
All right, that will bring the 3 cube class to an end. I am going to post the timesheet so that you can see how everybody placed and who the winners are and everything. But Kenny there, he definitely, I believe he just took first place. So congrats to Kenny for the first place victory, running a Charlie Briscoe 4910. Congrats on both of those gentlemen. Charlie for building a great saw and Kenny for the great operating. All right, so let's take a look at the timesheets and we'll see you on the next video.